Hey Wanderers, welcome back to another Foolish Wanderers podcast, the podcast about anything and everything. Today we're going to be talking about 5 of the most forbidden or restricted places in the world.
Ooh.
Spooky.
Yep. Sort of.
Sort of, okay.
Yeah, kind of.
Mysterious.
Mysterious, ominous, stuff like that.
Okay.
Conspiracy theories. We like that.
Yes.
Spooks. We like some good spooks. All right. Let's get into it. I bet a lot of you have heard of these places. Probably. Okay. All right. Rounding up. What the hell? Cut that part out. I can't talk. It's only a Tuesday. Oh, Lord.
Okay. We gotta make it till Friday.
I know. If I didn't have caffeine, I don't know.
Does
how
ranch
I
water
would.
have caffeine in it?
No.
Or-
It
Oh,
is
okay.
the opposite.
Oh, no. Okay. I, on the other hand, have a lot of coffee.
I can't have I need something to take me down a notch. I need something to help me relax. Not
See, I
that
think...
will ramp me up. I will be I would be sweating. There would be just I'm wearing black, but you would be able to see sweat stains. Like if I was drinking coffee. I can't have caffeine after like 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I can't sleep.
See, I think so. I've heard apparently that caffeine, if you have ADHD, it actually calms you down. And so I think I think I might have a little bit of that because
What do you mean you have a little bit of it? Like a tad?
ADHD,
Like a tablespoon? A teaspoon?
yeah, a tablespoon, yeah.
A
I've noticed,
tablespoon's
some,
not a little bit. That's quite a bit.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, caffeine in smaller doses actually calms me down compared to
Interesting.
So yeah. And I've known a few people that do. Like one of my coworkers right now, that's what happens to him. Like caffeine doesn't wake him up, but it makes him fall asleep. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, what does
It's
a
weird.
Red Bull do?
I don't know.
Put you in a
Yeah.
coma?
Yeah, probably. Knock you out for a few hours.
What would methamphetamine do? What would
There's a
cocaine do?
huge jump from
No, is it a
Red
jump?
Bull. That's a big jump from
What's the
from Red Bull coffee to illegal drugs. That's a huge jump.
Well, in my defense, caffeine is technically a drug, and it is the most abused drug,
Yeah, it's legal.
or
but
most
yeah.
well used, or whatever it is. Also abused.
It can be, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Apples have caffeine in them. Small amount, but yeah, they do.
It's natural caffeine, though, right? It's different than
But aren't coffee beans natural?
yeah, but it's like different than what's in like Red Bull.
Yeah, Red Bull's chemicals.
Don't even know what it is. Don't even want to know what it is.
Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of
Definitely not the rumors that you heard in middle school of what was in Red Bull.
Do I want to know?
No. Just think of the rumor that was what was made up, and Red Bull was, liquid from a bull.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Great.
Good golly, now we move on.
That's a great intro.
Yep. Starting at number 5 of the number of the most forbidden or restricted places in the world is the Vatican Archives.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
I want to go there. I want to look at the original Bibles that they have.
I don't think you
so
can,
interesting.
sweetie. I don't think you can.
I know, but that's I want to compare it to our modern day Bibles and see how much has changed.
There's been so many
much.
different Bibles. Oh my gosh.
I want to look at them.
So many different Bibles. Everyone does. So do I. Anyway, fun fact before we get into this, the Vatican is its own country. It is a country within a country.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Do you need a passport to get in there? Like, what is the deal? Is that a dumb question?
No, well, it's
just
kind of
waltz in there and go like.
I think you have to dress specific ways before you can go in there.
That's easy for me.
Yeah. I think you have to have an appointment too. I think you had to like schedule your tour time or whatever too.
I think that sounds right. Probably like the White House or something.
Probably
House.
close, yeah.
Yeah. I bet they have like a maybe I wonder if they do like a loose background check or something on
They
the
might. Let me
visitors
see.
list.
The visitors
That
list
would make sense
VIP.
to me. That's what they
Yeah,
do in the White House tour.
that's true. Yeah. Let me
Yep.
see if you need a passport for that.
Yeah, dressing up is easy for me because I have like I have two styles of clothing. It's either like I have nice dressy clothes, like
Mhm.
work, like not work casual, but like work business,
Yeah,
whatever.
like business casual kind of like.
Not casual,
Oh,
like
okay. Dressy. Just
like
business.
dressy work, yeah, business
Okay.
and dressy, and then the other one is like I just escaped like a women's shelter. Like that's the two styles I have.
Oh
They're very
man.
drastic. I have nothing in the middle. I don't
There's
know
like
what's in the middle.
there's a Jenna Marbles song that she made a long time ago. She has 3 looks. It's like a homeless man. What is it? It's a homeless man, a teenage boy, and a hooker.
I think
So,
that probably like sums up a lot of most women's closets. A lot of women's closets.
yeah, there's 3 looks. Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, so going back to the Vatican, you do not need a passport to go in there.
Oh, that's good.
So yeah,
But you need a passport to get into Italy.
yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
So it says, even if you are entering another state and the Vatican City has its own passports, postal service, and stamps, bank and euro, telephone system, radio station, pharmacy, and national football team.
Cool.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's cool.
I didn't know that either.
Oh, I guess you don't need a ticket to go inside the Vatican.
Oh, that's nice, but also kind of. Well, I guess because the square, right? There's like that square.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
forget what it's called. But you know, where everyone gathers with the big jumbotrons to see the Pope smoke or whatever.
I don't think he smokes, but yeah.
No, the Pope smoke! Not that
Mm.
he's smoking, but like the chimney, the Pope smoke. To see the colors of it. I'm sorry, I'm not Catholic. What's it called?
I don't know. It's to announce like the cardinals when they're deciding the new pope.
Yeah.
It's to if it's black, it means they haven't chosen one yet, and if it's white, they've chosen a new
The
pope.
Pope smoke!
Let me see if there's an actual name for it.
All I know is that they have to put in like these powders or something to make the color change.
Yeah. Fumata.
Well,
It's
I like Fumata sounds kind of nice, but you know, Pope
Uh-huh.
smoke rolls off the tongue easier in in English.
In English, yeah.
Anyhoodles, we haven't even started about the Vatican Archives.
No, let's go.
I literally said the title.
We're never gonna get there.
Oh Lord, this is gonna be a long one. Strap in. Strap yourself in. Make sure your airbags are on. Okay. So, so 53 miles of shelving, 35,000 volumes of catalog, 12 centuries worth of documents. This is housed in one of the most iconic bastions of religion and culture ever. The Vatican's secret archives are the stuff of historical legend, but their existence is absolutely real.
I'd love to go there, even just like walk through it. Oh, I don't think a normal person could, but if I'm a ghost, I'm gonna go there.
Then you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there and haunt it.
Hunt
Read
the Pope
everything.
smoke.
The Pope smoke. It's gonna be like blue and purple and yeah, it's a
Purple
beautiful
and
rainbow.
gold.
Yeah.
Make it Vikings colors.
No, that's gonna be
Purple
you
and
when you haunt
gold.
it.
Yep. So the archive's indexes are not public and are only accessible to scholars once they are 75 years old.
Why 75?
I knew you were going to ask that, and I
Okay.
really tried to figure it out. I don't know.
Okay.
Can't find it.
Okay.
So once they are 75 years old, and they are housed in a fortress-like part of the Vatican. So that's where all the books are. In reality, however, the Vatican's secret archives are not actually secret. The word secret comes from a misunderstanding of the Latin word secretum, or private. So it really stands for the private archives rather than the secret ones. But you know,
Yeah,
secret
I guess
sounds
like
better.
yeah, but it's kind of a terrible secret if everyone knows about it. So
That's true. But it's like, what? It's like Area 51, though. It's like, what is
Yeah,
in there, actually?
that's true. Yeah.
Hmm. So the archives are designed to house official paperwork along with correspondence and other information related to the Pope. Some of the Catholic Church's most impressive treasures, documents that date back from the 8th century. Some treasures include a letter from Mary Queen of Scots, a document about the Catholic Church's excommunication of Martin Luther, and they have tons of art. Tons of art. Tons of it.
Why wouldn't that be public though?
The
That's
art?
weird. Yeah.
Um, Probably like because it's like a priceless artifact, and I'm gonna honestly, if I was them, I'd be like, no one gets to see it. It's for myself when I'm, have had a few ranch waters and I want to go
Okay.
like, oh my gosh, if I was the Pope or like that was like high up in that, I'd be like, I'd have my own private gallery. And then I would have drink a few ranch waters, and then I would get some of those Heelys. Do you remember Sketcher Heelys? And I would
Yeah.
roll through that art gallery that I made for
Heck
myself,
yeah.
and I would just be on my like Sketcher Heelys, and I would just be like listening to, I don't know, like Marvin Gaye or something. I'd just be like, mm, mm,
Oh heck
mm,
yeah, that'd
mm,
be awesome.
on my Sketcher Heelys.
I love it.
Oh, I love those. I wish they made adult ones.
I think they do, or they at least like have like clip-on ones you can attach to your shoes.
Clip-on ones sound dangerous because I went hard on those things, and I need real deal ones.
I think at
I
least
need
like
real ones. I need hardcore ones.
hardcore.
I need
Heelys.
wheels that have a lot of tread too. Like I can't
Mhm.
just have like it was just like a like a basic rubber wheel. I'd get
Yeah,
rocks lodged in there all the time, and then I go flying.
they exist. They still make them. It's a white screen for you, but
Why
yeah,
is it?
there's a whole
Why
bunch
was
of
it a
them.
white screen? Are they housed in the archives or something?
No, because it's too bright.
Oh, I see. Oh,
Yeah, they
darn
have them.
it. That's going on my birthday list for next year, I guess. Since I'm sure everyone's gotten their Christmas trees.
There's all red ones, and they look awesome. Look
Oh,
at
those
them.
ones are for you. Those are yours. Those are, yeah.
Heck yeah, I like them.
That's a
Okay.
Katrina style. Where were we? Oh
I
yeah,
don't
the
know.
art.
Yeah, there
But
you go.
yeah, they should. I mean, if the art is that priceless, and I mean, like changes in oxygen levels or like temperature and stuff like that, and there's like bacteria that could
That's true.
damage them, and also like there's all these dingbats running around with soup cans and paint and
That's
like
right.
gorilla glue trying to wreck art. So yeah, hide it away.
That was a weird stint. I haven't heard anything for a couple of weeks.
I'm
but
sure they're still doing it, but there's
Yeah.
like something else some other fire has started that they need to go cover. That's just how it
True.
is. What's the saying? The horrible saying that the news has: "If it bleeds, it leads."
Yeah.
So there's a ton of others. Yeah, it's just they're trash, but we're not.
Yay.
Yay! Yay for us.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, back to the archive. So the archives were off limits until 1881. So until 1881, not even scholars of Christianity were permitted to access the archive.
That's sketchy.
It is sketchy. Oh, and I have some other little tidbits off to the side, little fun facts, quick things. So the Vatican Archives has been estimated to contain 85 kilometers of shelving, with 35,000 volumes in the selective catalog alone. And they are kept safely within the walls of the Vatican. There are millions of documents. We already know that. This is not a fun one. The only fun one is this last one, I guess. So Pope Paul V created the Secret Archives in 1612. 400 years later, the Vatican celebrated by making 100 items available for public viewing for the first time. So
That's cool.
that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
So, these and other historical documents are stored near the Vatican Library in Rome. So, like any archive, there are stacks and reading rooms, but there's also a bunker and a fireproof underground structure designed to protect fragile documents from even like elements and fire.
Okay.
So, if it's a flood, they're fine. Earthquake, it's fine. Fire, it's fine. The rest of the city may fall, but these things will be fine.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh.
I think that's pretty standard for like a document. What is it called? Like a library, kind of like this.
But I'm sure that this is on steroids.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. There's even a school for clergy who study history in the archives.
That's cool.
So, not anyone can access the archive. It's only open to scholars who undergo a thorough vetting process, and there are limits to what documents they can view. Yeah. Oh, before we go to the next one, there was a really neat little treasure in the archive. It's the size of a dining room table apparently, but it's about the Knights Templar trials, and it's the size of a
Oh,
dining room table. That's how big it is. It's huge.
so it's like a
It's a like a
manuscript,
scroll,
or
like a manuscript, like scroll.
that'd be
That's how
so
long it
cool
is.
to read.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to the more spooky. The Bangar Fort, spelled Bhangarh. So this fort was built in 1573 AD and it is located in India. So technically people are allowed to visit this during the day, but from dusk till dawn the Indian government has banned visitors due to ghosts and curses.
So like people don't want them like hexing the fort, or
No,
because
it is
ghosts are around.
cursed. And there are
Oh.
ghosts.
Oh.
Yes,
Okay.
we're gonna get into it a little bit. Just a dip of a toe.
Okay.
So, according to legend, a sadhu lived within the fort area, and it was his injunction that any house built in the precinct of the fort should not be taller than his own. And if the shadow of any such house fell on his, it would result in destruction of the fort town. When columns were added to the fort that cast a shadow on the sadhu's house, the result was destruction of the fort and surrounding towns. According to another tale, a priest who was a practitioner of black magic fell in love with a beautiful Bangar princess with many suitors. One day, the priest followed the princess to the marketplace and offered her a love potion. However, she refused it, throwing it onto a large rock that consequently rolled onto the priest and crushed him to death.
Ugh.
Before he died, the priest cursed the entire village, condemning it to destruction and desolation.
Because you got rejected.
Yep.
Okay.
What a nice guy.
So what is a sadhu? Is that a like a leader or like a king? Or
I looked it up. Hold on.
okay.
Hang on. Gotta Google this now. Hold for Google. It's any holy person within Hinduism who has renounced all earthly attachments with the unswerving objective of connecting to the divine. It's a religious aesthetic.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting. Huh. Okay.
Yep. So this place is cursed. Black magic.
Great.
Okay,
Oh.
so the locals near this fort tell about many extraordinary activities happening here, but it depends on if you believe the stories or not. It is said the fort has had many shadows of ghosts in the night, and the spirits roam at night, and many strange voices are also heard there. It is also said about the fort that whoever enters the fort at night cannot return in the morning. So I don't know what that means, but it doesn't sound good.
So that means like if they leave, they can't return the next day. Is that what that means? Or they just like don't
If
come
you
back?
go, yeah, I think it's you don't come back. I think that's how
Oh,
I interpreted it as.
creepy.
Creepy is right. Okay, so on next on the list is number 3, and I think a lot of people have heard about this one, or if you haven't heard about it and you Google it, I'm sure you'll be familiar with it. If not, this is the Lascaux Cave. I think that's how you say it.
Alaska? Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Yep. So this is one of the first examples of human art ever. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So like cave paintings and stuff.
Yep, you'll know this one if you Google it from your days in art history 101 or
Okay.
whatever.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I
Yep,
think I do
yep,
remember
you
that.
know
Okay.
this. So it holds cave paintings, painted between 15,000 and 17,000 years ago.
That's insane that they're still even like visible. They haven't been washed away or like anything.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
Although it is no longer open to the public, it became a victim of too much tourism and the encroachment of dangerous bacteria. So the Lascaux has been recreated. So they've made a copy of it, like a model that you can go in, like a
Oh,
life-size
okay.
model.
Mhm.
And then online there's like a replica. So it's like a replica format. So
Oh,
they did those just help educate the future. So if I really recommend doing the online, like the virtual tour,
mhm.
it's really cool.
Did you go through it?
Yeah, I've done it before, I think for school or just for fun, I think. So,
Okay.
don't
Nice.
remember what. But yeah, so during the early fall of 1940, four teenage boys were exploring the hills of south central France when they stumbled upon an amazing, like one of the most amazing archaeological discoveries ever.
Mhm.
So, a large pine tree had fallen from the hill years before and left a hole. So the curious group slipped into the hole and fell into what is now called the Hall of the Bulls,
Could you
in which
imagine just, like,
I'd be so
being
terrified. Oh my god.
like, even without flashlights and stuff?
And
Like,
I,
w you
yeah,
have, like, lanterns.
yeah.
If
I'm
they
sure.
brought lanterns, like, that's it's, like, pitch
I
black
think
down there.
they had flashlights in 1940, didn't they not?
Let me let me Google.
So much googling. I'm pretty sure they did. So while you're Googling, the boys fell into what is now called the Hall of the Bulls. So if you do not want to, like, you have to look this up. Like, you have to look up the Hall of the Bulls. It is so cool. So it is a 20 by 5 meter or 66 by 16-foot tall fresco of cattle, bulls, deer, and horses. And it is awesome.
I guess so Google says that flashlights were invented, in 1899, but it wasn't, like, widely used, until,
Yeah.
like, the 1920s. So I
Okay.
guess they could have
They
had
had a
flashlights.
flashlights. Yep.
Maybe.
So, exploration of the large cave interior revealed about 600 paintings and almost 1,500 engravings. The
Sheesh.
subject matter of the cave paintings and engravings reflect the climate of the time in of the painting. Unlike older caves, which contain mammoths and woolly rhinoceroses, or is there rhinoceri? Who knows? The paintings in Lascaux are birds and bison and deer. And the cave also features hundreds of signs, which are they're like quadrilateral shapes and dots and other patterns that we'll never decipher ever,
Okay,
but they're
so kinda
still
like their
cool.
alphabet, kind of.
Maybe.
Okay,
We don't know. Maybe.
sure, okay.
Don't know what the symbols mean. The cave was open to the public, and more excavations occurred between 1952 to 1963. But by 1963, the government recognized that the CO2 levels had begun to rise in the cave from the number of visitors. So an air regeneration system was required, and due to ongoing preservation issues caused by the number of tourists, the cave was closed to the public in 1963. So I think they only have done like maybe a few, like, I know that they're very protective of France is very protective of the site,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they let only like they do like very limited excavations or very limited amount of like experts to go in there at all, if they let them go in there in at all, because they took,
Mhm.
they've like documented the whole thing. So, and
Yeah,
they've
that's
got
good.
replicas and you know pictures and everything. They don't want anyone else to go in there because it could destroy the site.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Hmm. Just like like the Declaration of Independence or the Constitution, if you've
Oh.
ever seen like the real one, it is like sad and pathetic.
Well, I mean, like, if it's been on display for so long and then if people touch it, the oils on your fingers will degrade basically anything over time,
Well,
so
it's so faded.
that too, yeah.
You can barely the only thing you can really see on the Constitution that I remember seeing was like "We the People," and then you can see
Mhm.
John Hancock's
Well, yeah.
signature, and the rest of it
Yeah.
is like so faded. It's really sad. Like, not sad and pathetic, but it's just like it's
It's not
just
what you
sad
imagine,
that
like
it's no, because you imagine it like it was like signed yesterday, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just sad that having it not preserved like to its best ability has caused it to sort of not decay but
Mhm.
fade.
Yeah.
So moving on to number two. So number two is the North Sentinel Island. I think we've talked about this place before, but we're going to talk about it again.
Okay.
So, it has been described as, quote, the hardest place in the world to visit. So, the world's most dangerous island and home to the most isolated tribe in the world.
I think I've heard of it, but I don't know if we talked about it on here or not.
I
Maybe.
think maybe a long time ago.
I don't know.
So, for an estimated 60,000 years, North Sentinel Island has been home to an isolated tribe that has violently rejected contact with the outside world. Very little is known about them. We know they have weapons, arrows and spears most likely fashioned from wreckage, like shipwrecks and
Sure.
stuff that has come by their island, and that they use fishing nets and basic outrigger canoes. They fish, hunt, and collect wild plants, but there is no evidence of agriculture or even methods of making fire. It is speculated that the Centennials, or I can never say it. It's not Centennials. It looks like Centennial, but it isn't.
Yeah.
It's Sentinelese. That's how you say it.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so it is speculated that the oh my lord. Sorry everyone, I keep wanting to say Centennial, but it's Sentinelese. So yeah, so the Sentinelese wait for lightning and keep the resulting embers burning for as long as possible in a hollowed out tree. So that's how they make fire. They wait for lightning.
Oh. Interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So that's basic. So people have tried to make contact with them in the past. It is illegal to do so. There is a really good website that because we're doing just a dip of the toe, right? We're not going through this whole thing. But if you want to know more about North Sentinel Island, you can go to atlasandboots.com and then search the North Sentinel Island in there, and it goes through all of the contact that they've had from starting at the 1800s to I think like 2018.
That's pretty recent.
Yep, and there are some pictures and stuff of them. It's very blurry, but there are pictures. So we're gonna just talk about, because I think this island became famous again in 2018 because of this story that we're going to talk about right now. So in November of 2018, John Allen Chow, or I think it's Chow, is that how you would say it? Chau? Chow. He was a 26-year-old American missionary trained and sent by Missouri-based All Nations. He was killed during an illegal trip to the restricted island, planning to, quote, preach Christianity, end quote, to the Sentinelese. Cannot say that. I am so sorry for them. So 7 individuals were taken into custody by Indian police on suspicion of abetting his illegal access to the island. So entering a radius of 5 nautical miles, or 9.3 kilometers, around the island is illegal under Indian law. The fishermen who illegally ferried him to North Sentinel Island said that they saw tribesmen drag his body along a beach and bury it. Despite efforts by Indian authorities, which involved a tense encounter with the tribe, his body was not recovered. So Indian officials made several attempts to recover the body, but eventually abandoned those efforts. So an anthropologist involved in the case told the paper The Guardian that the risk of a dangerous clash between investigators and the islanders was too great to justify any further attempts. Yep. So it's too great because they don't have our immune system. They don't have an immune system to modern diseases or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we would, I guess, basically kill them, get them sick, and they would all die. And then, their whole culture and people would be gone.
Mm-hmm.
Basically wiped. Since they don't even have assuming that they don't even have the knowledge to make fire.
Well, I mean, they kind of have it like in their own way, but not like how we would make it. I guess, right?
I wonder what like level of like prehistoric to is that like you know how there's like prehistoric and there's like this, you know, Stone Age and the Bronze Age and then
Mhm.
that stuff. Wonder what they're at in like the evolution scale of human like kind.
Probably Stone Age if they have like weapons and stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
if they have like arrows and stuff, they'd need
Yeah.
to use stones or something to make those.
Yeah, but they don't yeah, they haven't the fire thing.
I don't know.
I don't know either. So, the population of the Sentinelese was estimated to be between 50 and 400 people in a 2012 report. So, India's 2011 census indicates 15 residents in 10 households, but that too was merely an estimate, described it as, quote, a wild guess by the Times of India.
Okay.
So, the Sentinelese population would face the potential threats of infectious diseases to which they have no immunity, as
Mhm.
well as violence from intruders. So remember, they don't have guns or anything like or like a
Mhm.
knife or like, you know, they have basic spears and
Mhm.
crude, you know, weapons. So, the Indian government has declared the entire island and its surrounding waters are the, you know, off limits, and the government protects them from outside interference, or they try to.
That's good.
Yep.
Isn't it too? I thought I heard that they're like if anyone tries to approach them, they're pretty violent or
They
hostile.
attack. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
There's
think
been, yeah.
so. I heard that's
Sorry.
like one of the reasons too why they are like it's so guarded because people they don't want us to like infect them, but they also don't want them to attack people. I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, if you go on that website that I told you about, what was it called again?
Like Atlas or something.
It was atlasandboots.com. Yeah, you can read all about like the different they've got all sorts of pictures like from, you know, like they're from boats and helicopters and stuff of the island,
Mm.
but there's pictures and different like descriptions of the encounters with some of the people. But yeah, they do and one of the pictures was from an Indian Coast Guard helicopter,
Mhm.
and they were going around the island just to check on the people, and like they were firing arrows at
Oh,
the helicopter because they were like, "Get away!"
oh my goodness.
So yeah, they
Wow.
are hostile.
Okay.
They don't want anything
Interesting.
to do with the rest of the world. They just
Yeah.
want to be left alone, which is
Yeah.
fine. I think it's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Yeah. It is. Live your life.
Mm-hmm.
There is another
And
tribe. What?
what?
Sorry. There was something I saw on I think it was a show on History Channel called What on Earth. There was this part of the Amazon rainforest that was you can tell it's like cut it's like a perfect rectangle, like a perfect right angle. And they're trying to figure out why, like why is it cut so perfectly? Well, apparently there's a tribe in the Amazon rainforest that basically they had no contact with the outside world for a long time. Um, but then now they've had like some contact and they use like cell phones, like they dress and still like practice a lot of their traditional um like they wear traditional dress, hunt and do whatever traditionally, but they wear some modern clothes and they use drones to track like where they're deforesting the forest, like cutting down the trees. So that's like one of apparently the chief is actually pretty like a fan of technology, but they're very like they're kind of hostile too. So like if you go like an inch into their protected zone, they can attack you.
With a
But
drone? With a machine gun? The
no,
drone has
like
a
with
machine
like
gun?
arrows and stuff.
The drone has a bow and arrow?
Yes, the drone has a bow and arrow.
That'd
Yes,
be freaky.
but yeah, they have it very well monitored. So it's like this exact like right angle cut or like mark where like this tribe has their land sectioned off. So it's pretty cool. It's interesting, but they monitor it very closely.
I
So
guess so if they have drones.
yeah, they have drones. I don't remember if they have sensors or not, but they for sure have like drones searching. And then I think there was like some people that cut a little bit too far, like started wandering into their zones and like they got attacked. I think.
Oh jeez.
But yeah, so they're pretty strict. But I thought it was kind of cool that they kind of incorporated modern technology with their traditional ways. It's pretty cool.
They must have power then. Or
Yeah,
some sort of
some sort of
solar
something.
something to
Yeah.
charge their gear.
Yeah, they must. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 1, the last on the list, or the
Mhm.
first, depends how you listen to this episode.
Okay.
So the last one is the Doomsday Vault in Norway.
That sounds spooky.
It is. It actually is spooky. Like the
Is
actual
it?
thing. Yeah, the picture of it.
Oh.
If you look up, it's kind of looks like a Bond villain lair.
It just
It
okay.
does. So yeah, so this is commonly referred to as the Doomsday Vault. The site houses nearly 900,000 seeds for research, breeding, and educational purposes.
Oh yeah, I have heard of this. Okay.
hmm So, on a remote snow covered island of Norway's Arctic, around 1,000 kilometers from the North Pole, the facility is buried in permafrost to protect the precious seed samples housed there. But a freak heat wave is causing the region's ice to melt.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's not good. So, the facility stores close up to 900,000 seeds from all around the world and acts as a sort of backup plan for agriculture should disaster render parts of the planet unlivable or the world suffers, a catastrophe, such as a nuclear war or
Mm.
extreme climate change. So the vault is holding the world's largest collection of agricultural biodiversity. So inside the building is 13,000 years of agricultural history, and that's all kept inside the Doomsday Vault, and temperatures are kept below minus 18 degrees Celsius. So that is cold enough to keep the seed sample safe for at least 200 years,
Oh
even
wow.
without backup power. So that's pretty crazy.
That's impressive.
Yep. So, so the entrance leads to a small tunnel-like room filled with noises of electricity, and which are the cooling systems that are required to keep the temperature within the vault consistent. So through one door is a wide concrete tunnel illuminated by strip lighting that's leading 430 feet. So down into the mountain at the end of the corridor is a chamber, an added layer of security to protect the vault containing the seeds. So there are 3 vaults leading off from the chamber, but only one is currently in use, and its door is covered in a thick layer of ice. So that's just like hinting at the sub-zero temperatures inside the
Mm.
vault. So in here, the seeds are stored in vacuum-packed silver packets and test tubes in large boxes that are neatly stacked on the floor to ceiling shelves, and they have very little monetary value, but the boxes potentially hold the key to the future of our global food security.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you said that only one of the rooms was used right now? So they
Yep,
have plenty
there's
of room to
yep,
expand.
yep. There's 3 vaults, so only
Nice.
so yeah, there's 3 vaults, and then only the middle room is filled with the seeds. So they got
Nice.
plenty of room. Yep. Yep, so that was 5 most forbidden or restricted places in the world. So if you want to learn any more about these things, I used let's see, time.com, Travel and Leisure or True Links, ThoughtCo, Wikipedia, of course, and then the World Economic Forum. And then again, what was it again? atlasandboots.com.
Nice. Which one of these places would you want to go to, Kendra, if you could?
Oh gosh. Well, I don't really want to go to sub-zero temperatures, so definitely. Oh my gosh, Richard, this is such an easy question. So you're either gonna go to sub-zero temperatures and look at a bunch of seeds, or you're gonna get murdered on this island by like indigenous tribe.
Yeah.
Um, oh, not that fort. The fort's of ghouls and ghosts.
Girls and Girls.
I
Okay.
think I'm gonna pick the Lascaux Caves because like no one gets to go
That
in
would be
there
cool.
really.
Yeah.
And I want to destroy it. No, no, I don't.
Just rub your hands over everything.
No, I would never. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
I would want to go there, I think, just because, art history nerd.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go there. I think it'd be cool.
I think I want to go to the Vatican.
I thought you
Archives.
would. See the
Yeah.
Pope smoke.
The Pope smoke, yep.
Yep.
Just gonna be chilling with their Heelys and going through all their documents.
That'd be so cool.
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh, that'd be so neat.
All right, Wanderers, thank you so much for listening to another Foolish Wanderers podcast. We hope you enjoyed, and if you have any suggestions for any future episodes, please feel free to email us at fwplisteners@gmail.com.
And as always, new episodes of the FWP are released weekly from wherever you get your podcast from, including this place that you're listening to right now. And if you'd like to, we'd really appreciate it if you'd consider leaving us a 5-star review. And thank you.
All right, well, Andres, thank you so much for listening. We'll see you guys next time. Do you recognize that song?
It's like Crazy Frog?
No.
No.
Cantina song.
Oh, it's the yeah, from Star Wars. Yep.
Yeah.
I know that. Ran into Inca in there.
You mean like actually ran into her or just like saw her?
Like she saw her, like she was in the bathroom. So we have a vent that goes, for the bathroom air vent, whatever, and it's pretty drafty.
Okay.
So it kind of like moved the shower curtain, and it kind of made like a noise, like a sniffing sound, like
Oh, sure.
Inca makes.
Mhm.
And she does like to get into trouble and like go places that shouldn't go. And she has a track record of going in the shower, like in like climbing in, like climbing in there, and like I don't know what
Oh,
she does
yeah.
in there. But
Mhm.
so I thought she was in there, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was about ready to like turn it up to like 11, right? Like, but so I, you know, take the curtains and then move them to the side
Mhm.
to reveal her. Nothing's
Oh,
there. So it was kind of creepy.
yeah.
It's kind of like some haunted stuff,
A ghost.
some
See when
ghostly stuff. And I went, this is Christmas time. I don't need the ghosts.
you
Go
want to see the
away.
Ghost of Christmas Past?
No.
Okay. When you said go into the shower or go in the shower, I thought you meant like she was using it as a restroom.
She has. When she was a baby, she has done it.
Oh, yeah. At least it's easier to clean up in there, right? Than like a carpeted
Yes, but
surface.
like it's still disgusting because
Yeah.
later, you're in the shower and you're taking a shower and you go, huh,
Smells funny.
you cleaned it, but you're
Oh.
like, you're like, just not too long ago there was a present in here, and not the kind that I want.